lineup, and you would have to favor PR. Like, the potential for tower killing with Team Tinker is really, really big. And we could find ourselves in a position where everything is like, he knows his cat's taking a toilet? Oh, Cheshire.
Cheshire Cat. I thought that for a second as well. Is this a joke? Is his cat... No, Cheshire Cat's on his team. It's
That's
fine.
a well-trained cat right there.
Lift up the lid, sit on the toilet.
And not sliding on the porcelain. Nice. But yeah, the tower trade-off potential here from Team Reno, Tinker Reno, is the ability just to like relocate in with a farmed-up Tiny with an Aghanim Scepter. You can do a lot of work with that. And if you don't have that, if you ever get to a point where a Razor has a refresher up, and you could just keep him out of the base, technically you can backdoor everything. Because you just relocate in with the ultimate fired up, with a refresher done, and you'll take out towers and Raxus really quickly. The backdoor regeneration can't battle up against a double Eye of the Storm Aghanim's upgrade. So you can just do it solo that way.
And they're so good at chasing and diving behind towers as well.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the amount of times we'll see Team Tinker do, like, pincer movements around Tier 1 towers this game, before they take them down, obviously. Like, you'll have someone relocate here, Stampede from the Centaur moving here, Razor running here. They'll just come at you from all angles.
At the same time, though, you got to understand that PR, like, they're gonna take it from all angles and have no real problems with it.
Ravage, Chrono, Weaver is pretty good at escaping.
Yep, VS will always have an extra swap if times get rough. You've got Seal potential coming out from the Skyrat with Concussive Shot. Like, the only thing that will slow you, make you go faster then will be the Centaur Ultimate. And Weaver, who has Shikuchi and Time Lapse. This is, like, one of the greatest games for him as well, because if he gets a Lincoln Sphere in this game, he'll evade almost anything that Team Tinker will throw at him. A major problem, because you don't have a Scythe of Ice hero. You don't have a jumping Orchid hero. You have a Centaur who needs a Blink Dagger early on. That's what you have right now from Team Tinker. So I think the biggest problem right now for Team Tinker is not going to be the Tide, it's not going to be the Void, and they're already a big enough problem as it is. It's going to be the Weaver, who they're giving a full solo lane to, up against Pycat, who has one of the scariest masks you could have on a Centaur.
I think this is really smart from Team Tinker. They sort of fake out the Wisp Tiny mid.
Oh,
so
FNG!
Do they get seen?
No! The tree line must have kept him, like... Because if they saw him, they'd just throw an avalanche on the two of them. Like, there would have been no hesitation there whatsoever from Sing Sing. I also don't understand why this damn this damn ball flies around him.
The Tiny. It's the custom tree thing.
Yeah, but there's no tree in the Tiny. So it's just like this ball. It's like having Tinker's BTs give you the special animation when you're using a TP scroll.
Yeah. Because
you're not using Boots of Travel, so you're not using the special item. Like, alright, I don't know if it's just me that just gets really annoyed by that, but, like...
It's a minor irritation. Yeah. But yeah, Team Tinker, they fake out the mid Tiny Wisp, so it forces the Tide Hunter solo mid from PR, which is what I expected. But then they switch it so the Razor's there. So he wins that lane, then they've got Tiny Wisp top with the Disruptor moving between the lanes.
This is EGM coming in with the DD rune. Now, if he sees... I think he just... Yeah, they don't see J4 in that tree spot, but now Void jumps in. VS follow-up stun, and the DD does nothing for EGM. The trap was set and sprung, and the blood of EGM runs through the top lane. Pycat needs a stout shield early on this bottom lane. If he's going to live up against Moon, he needs a stout shield.
And a stick. Yes. And a blink and tranquils. And, yeah.
He's so needy.
Needy Centaur.
Yeah, so Qualifier actually gets the middle lane of this game, and Bulber is running around with the Disruptor trying to help him. But FNG and J4 also just removed the vision there of Team Tinker. And they're going to head up towards the top lane now. And, well, again, EGM tethers into Sing Sing.
Well, Bulber isn't even accomplishing anything. He could have at least stacked one of these... Oh, sorry, he has. I missed that. He's actually stacked one of these camps.
Snapped.
But, yep. I thought he was just standing here, you know, chilling on the ramp, waiting for something to happen.
Yep.
Which I guess is good. He knows that the rotation from the two Radiant supports is going to come. The Skyreth and Venge are pretty good at doing that. Catch the Razor off guard. Don't know if they have killing potential on the Razor, though.
I don't really see a killing potential on the Razor. Like, as far as, like, Razor himself killing off, or Razor getting killed. Because Razor getting killed, I can see kill potential there. With VS stuns and the all spam damage, with a gut, if they had like a gush set up here from Sashlo, then it'll be a lot better. But like, Okay, he's wanting to anchor smash. He could have turned for an anchor smash just then on Razor. The Tide's going to get zoned out if he lets this happen, and they're going to miss the 2-minute rune as well, which is an invis. No point going top this, and actually a sentry ward already down right now from PR. So there's no way that Team Tinker can surprise them here. That's Cheshire Cat. Maybe that makes a little bit of a mistake here if we can get the creep wave over in time. Yeah, he's got to take a little bit of damage here. Yeah, he got the creep wave down. I thought he was going to lose the creep wave underneath the tier 1 tower then.
Oh, Pike out a bot.
He's okay. He's got Return of Stout Shield. As long as he gets a couple of procs, he's going to be fine. And he just had a fresh Sal fly in too. Surprised Maroon's not just scooching up there to try and cancel that as early as he can.
Yeah. He doesn't want to risk getting stomped and double-edged.
Well, that's true. Because if you use Shikuchi aggressively, yeah, okay, now with Stomp down he's okay. But if you use Shikuchi aggressively and you get hoof stomped underneath that, yeah, that could be the death of the Weaver pretty quickly. Until he hits level 6, he has to be a little careful about it all. This top lane, they're pinging out to go on Sing Sing. And they're coming into EGM. Well, he's the man to get sealed, but he's already tethered over to Sing Sing, so it's okay. And Bulba's showing himself up on the top lane too with that Thunderstrike. Man, they need to buy some space for this Tinker. They can't just rely on Qualifier in the middle lane to win this, because Tide's getting level 6, and he's going to make a lot more of an impact with that Ravage than you're going to have from a level 6 Razor.
Buy space for the Tinker? You've still got Tinker on your tongue. Sorry,
did I say Razor?
It's so difficult. Team Reno, Tinkerino. Much Tinker.
Pycat's dead. Or is he? He's trying to go for the horse stomp on Moon here, but he knows if he double edges, he's going to kill himself.
It's level 3 double edge.
Oh, he bailed. He bailed on the hoof stomp. Moon backed up a little bit more. Pycat has to go all the way back to base. There's no choice for him right now. And Titus got really lucky. A DD room from the top river. I still want to see him with at least 1 point up in Gush, but they're flagging top lane. The Tether's got to come in from EGM and help out his teammate. Now in it comes. Slow him down a little bit. The spirit damage onto J4. They've already glimpsed one back here, but EGM so low on life. It becomes actually a 2-for-1 trade-off with the extra toss-up by Sing Sing into Cheshire Cat. No more mana for a Thunderstrike. Bulba, where's your backtrack? It needs a little bit more. The salve will go. Cancelled off. And that allows him to time walk away to safety. And you're going to have Skywrath Mage come up here, but he's only got... Okay, he triggers the salve straight away. So Void doesn't have to back up. But that's still a great fight there for Team Reno, Tinkerino.
Man, that Void got so lucky. Level 2 in time lock and getting a hit on the EGM there, just before he was able to get out. But you can't underestimate the toss. Oh, wow. Sing Sing suddenly full mana. The power of Wisp. Yeah, you can't underestimate Avalanche Toss.
Yeah.
These two squishy supports absolutely wrecked by that.
That's only a 2-2 combo. Like, they should have hurt. They should have hurt a lot less for him, though. But I suppose you're right. Yeah, it's VS and Skywrath Mage. You want two heroes who can easily die. That'll probably be high up on your list.
Tide's coming back into this lane. With that level 3 anchor smash, you can push the lane out, force the Razor to fight under tower.
So that's still okay for Kuiper though, because he's still fighting his levels. I think he realizes too, like, his presence in this game is just waiting and not dying. Like that. That's the presence which he has to do right now. Now, J4 and FNG are trying to turn around that last point, which is the not dying part.
Aggressive Ravage?
No. They should start with the stun, but the Plasma Field could have done a lot more work then, because that scouted Kuiper for a moment. The Ravage should be a follow-up to ensure the kill. So the supporters just need to get this stun off. And they come out, and they'll realize that Kuiper's already back at the tier 2 tower, and mass ping's coming out from Bulba, who's also coming towards that middle lane. Just saying, yo guys, the supports are moving and they're wasting time. Which is probably the greatest thing that could happen right now to Team Reno, Tinkerino. That this VS and Skywrath Mage don't get levels. Because you look at him, this Skywrath Mage is still only 2.5 levels in.
But they're securing farm for 3 lanes, basically. Because Weaver is going to get very good farm on the spot lane against Centaur, zone him out, get last hits. The Void, he had a good first 3 or 4 minutes, even though the 2 supports died at top. Now the farm switches over across to the Tiny, but what's the Tide doing? 1,600 gold. He's 500 off Blink 7 minutes into the game.
Well, he could definitely make a hit. Whoop, AGM, tether away. He needs Sing Sing to be a little bit further away. Commit Ravage. He can't tether, he had 3 stick charges, but Ravage to kill off a Wisp isn't really worth it for that rotation. And okay, I'm with you on this one that they're definitely winning on CS and winning a lot of their lanes. But at the same time, I don't think Team Marino and Tinkerino really care about that kind of stuff at the moment.
No.
As long as they're semi keeping up, I think they had to realize they were going to lose their lanes here. They're just waiting for the right timing. They're going to get the combos. They need the Centaur to hit level 6, which he actually has. So they have his ulti available, which they may have to use in a moment because Disruptor just around the corner. They can kill off J4 here. A Centaur ulti into a turn-in, even with the Weaver in the midst of this fight. Okay, now they can't there. But there's a lot more like potential for pickoffs and kills from Team Marino Tinkerino than there is from the other team. And now J4, well, Moon's on his way into, and now Centaur triggers off the ultimate, but then again, the glimpse doesn't really help now. Faces Boy kills off the Wisp in the meantime, Double Edge will slice the Vengeful Spirit out, but Moon's chasing down Bulba here, so it'll be a 2-for-1 as far as the trade goes. VS goes down, and maybe they even get more. Pycat, sealed, anchored, there's no Gush available. Pycat's trying to reach the Invis room, but he won't reach it in time. And Moon gets himself a double kill. Now, this is not what that was supposed to be doing. It was survive, get your key items, and then find your timing. Don't dive so deep into the Radiant jungle that you feed 2 heroes to get a kill on a VS.
Yeah, I think they just wait. They get level 6 on the Wisp, they farm up the jungle, get Disruptor to stack camps, get Tiny to farm them, then move them down to bot lane so they've got the Tiny Wisp fighting up against the Weaver. Have the Centaur or possibly the Razor up on the top lane farming, because the Centaur needs his blink.
Yeah.
Like, he desperately needs it.
He's even having to double edge to farm on this bottom lane. Return damage is hurting Moon a little bit, but he's got a Ring of Health, the Salve, as well as Time Lapse. He does not care how much damage he does to Pycat. I kind of almost missed the phase boot builds on Weaver. That was one thing which I gave Eternal Envy a lot of praise for back in the day. Because he just goes phase boots and just dives and harasses heroes so much. Every time Time Lapse is off cooldown, he was making sure he could use it. That's a lot of damage from Koi for 2 there in the middle lane. Way! Mouse ghosting. Mouse? There we go, thank you. Mouse has got very much a mind of his own. Taking me to places I'd never seen before.
How did you feel about the Morphling phase boots?
The Morphling face boots?
That was Silent that did that, wasn't it?
See, I can imagine that if you're in the middle lane.
He did it safe lane.
Okay, I can't imagine it that much then. Like, you get a lot of diving potential, but the thing about the Weaver with the face boots is the ability to dive underneath the towers and then know you're going to come back to a safer position. But, like, the diving ability of a Morphling is waveform. So you can't get back out again. Like, Sakuchi allows Weaver to dive and Time Lapse lets him come back. J4, you're coming back as well, man. That's a level 2 glimpse. You're coming straight back underneath the eye of the storm. So J4 will die here. Bulba cops a decent amount of damage for it. And now in comes Pycat as well. He's already got a haste rune. He's going to, chase down FNG, man. You can beat him, even though you don't have wings. Hoofstomp, Plasma Field damage, and the double edge. That's 2 very easy pickoffs.
I just see him running across my screen this way and wondering, why aren't you going for the Skywrath? Then he turns around and realizes himself, oh, I can kill this guy.
Yeah. EGM's looking up towards the top lane. Sing Sing won't get himself in range for an Aval. Actually, he does. As well as a toss and a creep. I don't know if he meant to toss an EGM then with close-in balls. But either way.
I don't think you risk it when Chrono's still up and TP reaction.
And there we go. They get to Chrono. Focuses EGM from the very start. Now he can move over towards Sing Sing. There's no crackly exterior, so no bonus stunts to help him out of this one. He's got a toss available as well as an avalanche, almost killing off both of these heroes. And now Skyra drops a Mystic Flare, but there's a lot of one charges for Sing Sing. Another leap up. He's looking for the last connection, and he gets it too with a hit. There's a TP coming in from Razor, but it looks like Tide. He actually blew Ravage to stop Koifa from TPing up there and potentially Plasma Field killing off the Skywrath as well as the Void. He also lost a large amount of damage to that one, and so Ravage will be blown for that, but you still take out both the... Oh, wait. Yeah, Pycat can't reach him, though. EGM's got the balls up. He needs to get more space on this, and boom! Took Cheshire Cat. Hoofstomp 2 seconds. Just double edge him and let the Spirits take care of the rest. Yep, there it is. EGM will take a double kill. EGM, take the aggro. Pycat's not looking too healthy. He'll bottle them both up. But a good double kill coming in there, especially when one's on the Void.
And now EGM can afford boots. Oh, wait. He goes for Urn.
Who needs
He
boots,
don't need
man?
no boots.
Just be slow. He doesn't need to keep up with Sing Sing yet. Later on he'll need it. For now it's more about stability in the lane. If he needs to keep up with Sing Sing, he'll just tether after him. There's a lot of heroes moving up towards top 2. That's 4 here. Is this a smoke movement?
Well, they've got 2 smokes on them.
Wait, did he just give him his bottle charges? No. He gave him the bottle. That's what he gave him. Where spirits are up, Cheshire Cat's too far up. It's a bit of a trap though, but they just toss the Centaur into the hoof stomp. Look for the double edge, and while VS gets a stun off, this may not be the greatest thing in the world for him, especially when Sing Sing in 2 seconds has a toss, and they're going to go after 1. He may toss him back over to J4, but no, cleans up the tree line. Double kill for Pycat. Qualifier came in through the rear, and they'll ensure this top tower goes down. Toss off cooldown now. Sing Sing, bolt, damage into the tower, and they'll take this quite cleanly now. And there's your boots and your urn for EGM. He'll take both.
But how do they fare when they're up against the big ultis? Because Chronosphere wasn't used, they were on the back foot, playing really defensively, had to run away, get caught out by this long-range initiation, hand grenade from the Tiny,
well, the goal is not to face the big ultis, the goal is to kill them before that point. Like, unless Centaur... Oh, double hoof stop! Wow. Wonderfully done by Bulba and Pycat! It is majestic, that!
You know, that's the word I was thinking of as well. That really was majestic. Extravagant. Splendiferous.
All of the above.
All of the above.
FNG's on the run too. There's 4 levels up in that glimpse. If he got visible for even just a moment to Bulba, he would also be dragged back into Pycat. But the Blink Dagger was perfect. That was the initiation in. No toss required this time around. And Bulba, that Static Storm drop was the perfect timing. The downside is for them, they're both being watched by this Observer Ward. It was planted on the retreat from Power Rangers on that bottom lane. But they're killing off the core units now, and you notice the net worth switch. Oh, wow, actually Pycat. Hoof stomp. He's going to double edge this one. Actually, he can't. He's sealed up. Skyrush Mage Ultimate being completely blown, and Cheshire Cats can be sent back because of this. And Bulba just going to TP out. I don't think they have enough damage. Nope, he's out to safety. And so is Qualifier. We're following the global. Don't initiate mid. Don't initiate mid. Don't initiate mid.
It's gonna happen,
Don't
Toby.
initiate mid.
They've got Blink Ravage.
Yarg! He goes in mid. There goes your Chrono. Ravish not being used. EGN's pretty low on life, but Pycat! Again, the Ravish does come out, but he's already got the half stomp and the double edge, which was perfect. The plasma field from Qualifier. Well, that's not enough damage to get himself a kill right now. VS, J4 from in the trees where it was safe. A leap away by Cheshire Cat. And the mid-tier 1 tower, fortification will protect it. Pycat almost made the biggest opening for him, and the plasma field, 12 life points over on the Tidehunter. Qualifier ensures the mid-tier 1 tower goes down. J4's running out of that one too. Should be very lucky he wasn't caught out by that plasma field. Moon's trying to bring down that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane in the meantime too. But that could be an amazing fight. I actually thought that was going to be a very clean fight for Team Tinker, but it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying about not fighting up into the big ultimates. Chronosphere and Ravage. I mean, Weaver wasn't even there and they managed to take down 3 for basically nothing. The tier 1 falls, but it's a decent trade for them. Mask of Madness now on the Void.
You should be watching the tiny timing right now. Because he's only 2,000 gold away from having Ags. When this is up, if the creep wave is even slightly pushed in, even that bottom tier 1 tower won't survive long. So, we should probably also be watching 1, that Tiny's movements, 2, Qualifier, who's also now 1,700 gold-ish away from his own Aghanim Scepter, and watch the fortification timing of Power Rangers. So, we're talking about, like, not fighting into the big ultimates of Power Rangers. I think the critical thing right now is Power Rangers making sure their ultimate's in the right place. Talking about Weaver not being there, how is he meant to be there when you have a Wisp relocate? They can go anywhere on this map. And now with 4 heroes on the bottom lane, the Tide's moving up. The Observer Ward's watching him move too, but they don't realize it's also smoke, so they see Moon on the sideline. Bulba, it's going to be a very, very clutch ultimate from him right now. Qualifier already stealing the damage here from the Tidehunter. The Centaur ulti will go as well, and there's your relocate jump in. Actually tossing EGM, probably in the worst position he could have, but they are trying to chase down Moon. They don't have the vision, and now the Chrono. They focus again on EGM. 2 seconds. It's not enough time. Bulba, the secondary target. Time lock instantly onto Pycat. He'll hoof stomp and double as Cheshire Cat down though. So Pycat picks himself up a double kill. Moon's still in this fight, but then again, so is Sing Sing. Avalanche into the Tidehunter. He's got 8 seconds left. And look at that movement speed with the haste rune. He's away to safety and Moon's still on the bottom lane. I think Sing's not really going to stop here, though. Pycat
Sing
is
Sing
waiting
was so
for
desperate.
Oh, Shashlo. He came back. Pycat, no. Blink first, hoof stomp later.
Sing Sing was so desperate for mana for toss. Look at Pycat jumping back in blindly.
Yeah. He thought the Tidehunter would move up. There are observer wards on the bottom side of the tree line. So he's just trying to anticipate it now. But he's still got another blink to hoof. He's got enough mana for that. So wait for the jump on the Moon. Sing may just try and toss him this time around, but then again they also see FNG. There's the toss in. Hoof stomp misses the target. He seals up, but then again Pycat was able to blink himself away to safety. The Avalanche keeping Tidehunter out. He started the Ravage, but luckily for him he didn't complete the Ravage because he had nobody in range for that. And the rest of Team Tinker are going to back themselves up right now. They don't want to take this fight. All of PR are on the bottom lane. And Ravage is up, and Chrono, well, actually off cooldown, but yeah, there's no reason to take this fight.
It's so scrappy. Like that first fight where they had the Static Storm on no one, Team Tinker just running around like, where do we go? Who do we focus? But they managed to find the Void and the Tide later on down here. The Tide tried so desperately to use Mech on Void, but they were both chain stunned up long enough for them to kill him.
Yep.
But Team Tinker...
I'm still not seeing Moon with this Lincoln Sphere.
No.
Considering the start he had, I thought he'd have a little bit earlier than the basic timing. But it looks like it's going to be the basic timing for the Weaver.
Radiant's middle tower is under
But that's
attack.
as long as he doesn't die right now. He's looking to take out this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. I see Cheshire Cat ready to jump in with the Chrono. And Koifa, there goes your Chrono. Time lock on the first hit, which means he may not even go for the big Chrono, and he won't have to Bulba does that. Pycat again! The double crush! But at the same time, the Ravage will do the work, and the relocate in doesn't help that again. Man, EGM has just got a bullseye pain on his ass. While Koifa, he's on 28 points of damage. Not a hell of a lot to write home about. Cheshire Cat jumping into the tree line, while J4 battles up against Sing Sing as well as Bulba. Nowhere to go bar down, and Sing Sing will ensure the kill. Pycat stuck in the trees for now, but it ends up being a, what was that, a 3-for-1 trade with no buybacks required?
But that pushes Tiny so close to his Ags.
Yeah, that's really the critical thing out of all of this. It's the Aghanims, that's all it is. This game hinges, for Team Marino, Tinkerino, everything hinges on having those Aghanim Scepters, and then after that point, taking out the towers with those Aghanim Scepters. You can't just get them and go, hey, step 1 completed. Like, and just leave it at step 1. You need to implement step 2.
And they're going to get their Ags within a minute of each other. Koikver now has
Pycat's
enough
coming
gold for
in.
his.
Relocate, still on cooldown for now. And that defensive observer ward that's down for PR saves the Tidehunter's life. He might have forced that middle lane just a little bit longer, and now, well, Moon. Okay, careful. Bulba doesn't have ultimate available. They're going to get these bugs off themselves right now. And Pycat, oh, there's a jump in right now from the Tide, forcing him away. Pycat, he's going to get denied by Roshan. Actually, ulti's out with Centaur, so he can outrun Roshan. They got extra TPs coming in towards this middle lane, and Sing Sing comes in, and he is willing to treat Koifa, turns on his own ultimate. FNG, where's the extra help? FNG's actually going to go down right now. The Tiny will kill him off, while the VS also taking a fall on Koifa. Well, they just check inside the pit, but no one else is there. Sashlo's up on the high ground, and it looks like they're just going to try and take out Roshan. The Eye of the Storm is got a couple of seconds left on it. There's just Tiny trying to beat the crap out of him, and EGM giving him the buff up to do so.
It's just too bad they didn't have a target to relocate onto. The 2 heroes they killed would have been great chasing targets. They can't relocate on the Void, or the Tidehunter, or the Weaver. Because if they'd done so, they could go for a tier 1 bot, then Roshan, or gain, you know, 1 extra objective over what they're getting now.
They just got spotted out, man, by Weaver bugs. PR's not coming in to stop this, and in fact, it looks like Team Titan jumping out. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Bulba, Pycat, Cheshire Cat trying to run out of this one. There's a relocate in. They need the hoof stop. Oh, they just used the Wisp Balls. But this means they're going to relocate back down again. And look who's waiting for them. Are they going to come back as a pair? Or is it just going to be EGM? It's just EGM. He's going to creep away from the mid lane he can tether himself over to. I think he's just trying to wait out the time for it. Tether. Where? Tether? Stick charges? The Gemnate attack from Weaver will be able to connect. But they're rotating back in again. It's Pycat and Sing Sing. So it's the Centaur Toss combo. He's going to look to try and crack it on the head of Moon. But at the same time, Moon, I suppose the hoof stomp goes through your Lincoln Sphere. But it's everything else they're going to be worried about. Very, very split. There's Moon getting stunned up. We've got a 4-star by Pycat up towards the high ground. And now Koifa goes for the run too. Up towards the high ground. Sing Sing getting attacked by Moon still. Avalanche just tosses over. I don't know. I think he's looking for the last hit in the tower. That's not going to happen. And he just keeps feeding money to Sing Sing. They're pinging out to try and finish Roshan. But EGM is only... Okay, he's going to respawn and then tether into the pit. But the Ravage is still up. They could... Yeah, and the box is coming in again. This time it's only going to hit on Sing Sing, however. And EGM's taking that bug off him as quickly as they can. But this is going to be a trade-off. The tier 1 tower, there's no fortification. But Blink in, Hoof Stomp over onto the double edge, trying to go over here on Thailand. But the seal came in from the Skywrath Mage in time. The Pycat couldn't do it. But the Eye of the Storm... Actually, yeah, Quoif never even triggered that one. It was just the Static Storm from Bulba that went off. That found enough control. So the Thailand is down, no Ravage. That's Roshan finally going in for Team Marino Tinkerino.
Yeah, third time lucky. Every time they try, there's something else there that they want to take. Oh, look, there's someone we can kill. Oh, look, we can try and save our tower.
Another
So
set of bugs.
PR are doing a pretty good job at distracting Team Tinker from objectives. Like this tier 1 tower bot still hasn't been taken just because PR threw bodies against Team Tinker.
Yeah, but now they're going to, man. EGM's got Relocate, and you got a level 14 Tiny with 2.4k gold. Was even by now.
Hyperstone?
Well, Hyperstone is what I was considering if he's going to go into AC, but I think in this game, actually finding a higher point of damage might be better. And just going in for something like a Crystallis into a Daedalus. Just go straight for pure damage.
Well, you want to try and fight through Ravage and Silence and Skyrathalt and stuff like that, so maybe a faster BKB.
Yeah, that'll work too.
And then go into attack speed. Like, he might pick up a Yasha, then go BKB.
Pycat's in trouble. He's going to get this damn bug off him. The tower's going to help him out, so at least the negative armor's gone now. He actually runs away from 4 heroes, which means now tier 1 tower taking on bottom lane. And, well, we get a BKB from the Void. We get also the starting of a BKB for Razor. Sing Sing still doesn't spec the 3-2k.
I think he's considering what he wants to go. Because...
Qualifier.
Top lane.
Qualifier. He gets the mech off early on, which means he can tank through a hell of a lot. Cheshire Cat does not want to commit Corona, but with the extra TP coming in, they may think about cancelling that one, but then the Ravage will go. Sing Sing's already relocated into this one. EGM's trying to keep him buffed up, and look at him, they're just focusing EGM, and EGM's like, no. He's away to safety. He won't actually, maybe he should have tethered back into Sing Sing. He's down at 200 life points, but still with the Aegis Immortal. They've only lost the Razor. They're well behind that tier 2 tower right now. And Sing Sing's waiting for a toss target. And he's close enough to Cheshire Cat. Nah, not actually that close. Blink up from Pycat. That's your Cheshire Cat TPing out. And they got the vision on J4. Welcome back to the party, J4. Ends up being a 1-for-1 trade and the tier 2 tower is maintained. While the middle lane Moon's pushing it out. I'm still not... I'm still worried that Team Tinkerino are incapable of controlling the Weaver. But at the same time, I think the damage output may not even matter.
They've got Static Storm, which is why I'm wondering what Moon goes for with this Mithril Hammer. Desolator to try and split push, or BKB just to survive through Static Storm? And then they pick up a gem, okay.
Do you see what Sing Sing just purchased? You know how we're sitting here and you're like, man, AC would be really good. I'm like, yeah, but he needs damage as well. Why not both?
What's he bought?
He bought a
Hyperstone and crit?
a Hyperstone as well as the Crystallis.
Wow, okay. Screw Yasha, screw BKB. Oh, and it hit things hard and fast.
Yep. And it's exactly what he should have done too. Because now he knows if he gets himself like a good spree, he can just finish the full Assault Cura straight away. If he's liking the damage, he just goes for that. Sing Sing, you're a long way out here. I know he wants to trigger the Aegis Immortal, but this may not be the way to do it. There's help coming in. Hey! Avalanche toss! Forces the time lapse and then see EGM. Oh no, not again. Come on! Think of the children. The gush will come. FNG will die in the meantime to the Centaur. And Sing Sing, well, that toss damage not going to happen to Cheshire Cat. But there's a lot of support coming in. He'll respawn back up again. He'll have Avalanche straight away. Connects on 2 heroes. J4's on the way into. But now comes Centaur. Hoof Stomp. Where's your split? There's actually your ultimate coming out from Bulba. Sing Sing will still die here, but they're going to pick off J4 to start with. And Coinful with the Eye of the Storm and no jump away here for Cheshire Cat. He'll also go down.
Oh, what a glimpse.
They're searching for Moon. Oh, did he manage to grab the Tide? This could be bigger. That's 168 points of stolen damage inside the Razor with an Aghanim buff up of Eye of the Storm. It's a double kill for Qualifier. Majority of the money he requires to get his own BKB. And Weaver is the only hero to survive that entire engagement. And what did TT lose?
Tiny Wisp.
Worth it.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Well, it's
under
definitely
attack.
worth it. There's still 3.6k gold over on this Weaver. Oh, I'll tell you that. They saw him.
Use Shikuchi.
Ooh. Yeah, he just used time-lapse. Blink Dagger off cooldown.
They've got the jam on Disruptor.
Yep, so they're following him perfectly. And then the wall up. Orb stop. They got Moon. They got Moon caught. He can't time-lapse out this one. 1 minute on the clock right now.
Oh, sorry, it's the
Tiny
Centaur.
is freshly respawning as well.
Bulba gave Centaur the... And now relocate mid.
Yeah, they're jumping in. They're searching for FNG at the moment. The seal on FNG. Nice ultimate going onto EGM. EGM forced into the tree line. And now Chrono Man, EGM. He is not loved by Cheshire Cat at all. It's like, back to Alliance with you. Koifa going to get stunned up. The Centaur ulti and now 4-staff out from Pycat, making sure they get away to safety. Because that Void is up, but he doesn't have Chrono available. The Tide has Ravage, and Tide's almost there with a Refresher Ravage as well.
If they can catch the Tide in Static Storm, I think they can just go straight for tier 2.
Maybe.
Radiant's top
That's
tower
another big
is
thing
under
too, isn't it?
attack.
Like, okay, Bulba doesn't really have enough money for it just yet, but you're not getting a BKB Tide Hunter. What happens when you get yourself a Refresher Orb as Tide Hunter, Refresher Orb as Tide Hunter, but you don't actually have the ability to cast anything? You jump in and you instantly go into a Static Storm. Life not that easy, man.
Nope. And Pycat has built a BKB of his own. Like I was saying, Tiny should probably go for one to survive through Ravage and things like that. But Pycat reckons Centaur BKB pretty strong. Same with Moon. I worried about him being able to fight in Static Storm. So he skips over Deso, goes into a BKB, now it's a crit with that broadsword.
What do we got coming down for Bulba?
More wards.
It's just a Mithril Hammer for Koitfa. Hey, he's now 200 gold away from having his BKB, or yeah, now 200 gold away from having his BKB. While Sing Sing, with that rate of farm, he's a level 16 Tiny, with 1,200 gold in the bank account. That's going to be a rather hard to deal with Tiny. I'm still waiting for him to try and backdoor some of these towers, but he'll probably wait till he has the AC up for that. They spotted out the fact that J4 is a little bit out of position. But he's very deep inside the Radiant jungle, so they don't want to go too far for that one. While up on top lane, Moon and Cheshire Cat are going for the top tier 2. This might be a bit of a trade-off though. Tide Hunter doing the wise thing and hiding in the tree line. He could TP out of this one, but they're going to relocate top by the sounds of it. Or are they? Cheshire Cat's a long way back, and controlling Moon's very, very difficult. So they just see the... Yeah, okay. There's one TP that came back, which was the Centaur, which makes Tana to think he's actually really, really safe down here, which he'll find out he is not. Avalanche will go. They still have Glimpse. Oh, wow. That's blowing a lot of abilities. There goes your Ravage as well. He can't TP himself out this one if they can keep the vision. He's in the tree line. Okay, he's too deep in the tree line. Spirits. I couldn't reach him in time. We needed to get the vision in for Bulba so he could glimpse him back in again.
And that's Refresher done.
Yep.
I was thinking there, Team Tinker just wanted to bait the Ravage, force him to use it, and then kill him. But using
top.
Static Storm and missing it?
They're coming top. Koitfa. He hasn't triggered the Eye of the Storm yet, but he's keeping himself locked in with Cheshire Cat. The relocate will come in, but they're split. Moon is behind them, and Cheshire Cat's in front of him. He gets the Chrono off, and again, the major focus is EGM. They do not want this Wisp buffing up the Tiny during the engagements. Bulba being solid up by Moon right now, trying to glimpse him away, but the attack damage still goes to work. Tiny will kill off the VS. They have enough damage to kill off FNG before his TP out. And while there's still time lapse available, the Ravage will go from Shashlo. That was his secondary one as well. But now the stun out from Sing Sing. He's trying to cleave down on top of the Weaver, who's chasing down Pycat. He blinks himself away to safety. Successful at doing so. Time lapse must have only just come off cooldown as well for Moon just then. So he's away to safety too. So it ends up being a 2-2 trade-off, and the supports are the ones that are on the end of it.
Those poor supports. It's so scrappy though, because all cores are really difficult to kill. Razor, Tiny, Centaur, you've mentioned it, really difficult to kill, especially with BKB on the Centaur. Then you've got Tide, Weaver, and Void on the opposite team. You can't really focus them down.
So what are you supposed to do?
You're just dancing around each other, trying to kill the supports, and then thinking, hang on, it's gone from a 5v5 to a 3v3, and now we can't really do anything and accomplish any objectives. Let's go back to farming for a bit.
I'm not so sure about this from the Weaver right now. He built into a Crystallis. Like, it's nice if it is just the supports you're chasing, but I can guarantee you that the next major item that Wisp will be picking up will be a Ghost Scepter. And then this brutal attacking which they've been doing will not be possible. And when Disruptor can afford it, he'll do the same thing. Pycat is mid-hoof stop right now. Bulba's trying to save his life and he cannot do so. He's on this bottom lane, however, and they relocate in. Where is the ultimate from Bulba? Is there some kind of, like, glimpse back? EGM's being tossed around like a ragdoll. Cheshire Cat, leap away. BKB's one off. Glimpse on cooldown for 9 more seconds. Tides in the neighborhood. No Ravage available, including the one-off refresher. While they're trying to get rid of these Weaver bugs and negative armor that's on top of that, they're also trying to back up at the same time. Now, BKB from Moon, he's trying to chase on Kuiper, while Bulba, well, he's got his ultimate up. He had to glimpse back the Tidehunter, 4-star down, and now, well, he attempts to TP and realizes he's still in range for the Weaver to attack him. Tide blink 1 second. Bulba, he will not survive this. The Gush will get the kill on him. So Centaur as well as the Disruptor going down for the VS. While EGM gets some much needed farm time in the mid lane. And the full AC is done over on the Tiny. So timing's assigned to arrive for all the major items. But yeah, I'm not seeing the Chrysalis being as effective for Moon. Like, his damage output's nice, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, until it's a full Daedalus, it's not really going to be enough to make both Razor as well as Tiny. Even Centaur, to a point, scared of him.
I don't know, it's a difficult decision. Do you go Butterfly and get evasion against Tiny and Razor?
I would have gone to a Deso. I would have gone for the Deso, because he's gone BKB as well. He needs to have like some negative... Oh, hey! Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Whoa! Sing Sing walked into that one. The Ravage went off. It was completely blown, but he's actually called out 3 of his own heroes, and now 2 of them get avalanched up. Kuiper's going to jump in, but triggers his own BKB with an Eye of the Storm and Link. He wants to keep the Link going over on top of the Tidehunter, stealing out so much of his damage. He's going to soul him in 1 hit if this keeps up. 224
no.
finally is over. Maybe a bit more than 1 hit. It is a Tidehunter after all. And they're just picking up the fact that Cheshire Cat's still here in the middle lane. Thunderstrike to start with. They can glimpse him back and force a BKB charge, and I think that might be what... Nope. He's holding onto the BKB. And Roshan's being done right now. There's no chrono. It is on cooldown. And Weaver is being too passive on the bottom lane to try and stop this Roshan. I don't know why Bulba is bringing the creep wave down here. If this is just like mocking them.
For funsies.
Bringing their friends to watch their demise. There's your Ghost Scepter for EGM. That's what we're waiting for. But Power Rangers, man. Okay, there's more money coming into Cheshire Cat. We've actually got double Chrysalis from these guys. The damage output from Cheshire Cat, like the Chrysalis I agree with on him. It's just the Weaver. I kind of wish there was something else. Like a Deso would have helped you push down the buildings as well.
You've got to think about item slots, though. Because obviously he's got 6 item slots. He's used 2 with Lincolns and BKB.
He can get rid of the Ring of Aquila. Just finish up Deso as well as Daedalus.
But they're looking at this game in the long run. They've got Void and Weaver with the Venjora. They want to try and take this game as late as possible.
Yeah, good point.
Because they can out-carry the Tiny and Razor. Because Razor's going to start falling off.
Why waste money on like a Desolator, which is like the lower, like it's cheap and efficient damage, but you won't hold on to it until the late portion of the game.
Because he wants room for Butterfly Heart, or he wants money for new BKBs.
Yeah, I understand your point. I can see that.
That's the only reason I can think of. Because I would have thought, when I was considering the BKB or Desolator earlier on, because of the Static Storm, I thought Desolator, he's doing a lot of split pushing, he's not really joining fights. And then they switched their style of play to join in with the Chronosphere and started going 5v5 against Team Tinker, just to stop the potency of the relocate gangs and the movement from the Centaur. So it does make sense when he's basically running recon and distracting the supports, pulling them back away from the core heroes of Team Tinker.
That Tiny is critting at 933 right now.
Oh dear.
Heroes like Weaver, who have 1600 line points, should really be considering not finishing a Daedalus and buying a Reaver Heart kind of thing to survive this. That's gonna be the only way. Either that or they get the Chrono perfect.
Yeah, no more Chronos like we saw over here.
Oh, we got a Blink Hoof Stomp top lane, but a little bit off target. The relocate's also gonna come in, but it's a little bit too late.
Radiant's middle tower is
They definitely pinged out the fact that they're up here. They might have also pinged at the fact there is the Ghost Scepter over on Wisp. Notice too that Wisp also put the gem into his stash. It's not on Hero anymore.
Huh.
Because Pycat's carrying around dust. They must be thinking, like, maybe they're thinking the same thing you are. This game is so scrappy that they probably won't be able to hold on to the gem until Centaur has a big health item. And then again,
is he going Shivas?
Yeah, he's going Shivas in this.
Yeah, it makes more sense than going raw HP, because you're up against Wave from the Venged and Bugs from the Weaver. Gush as well from the Tidehunter.
And Shivas gives, like, it enables Sing Sing more. Like, you're able to slow down these enemy heroes like Skywrath and VS, then it's only going to be one swing from Sing Sing sometimes to get the kills. They're
Also
looking at
attack
bottom
speed
lane.
slow.
There's a DD rune from Moon. He throws the bugs out, but it misses EGM. Wait, what? Is that? He just ran straight past the two heroes. EGM might consider relocating out Sing Sing. They initiate in on him, but the avalanche! Whoa, that hurts! EGM may be able to get the tether off. He will still go down here, but look at Sing Sing. He's just, let me swing. Let me swing. I'm a swinger, baby. He's able to take out two. He looks over the half stomp. Let him swing again. The double edge will get the kill. The gem was also dropped on the deck, so now there's actually 2 gems. Which, actually, is it? No, that's actually EGM's gem. So Pycat just came in and picked up the pieces. But they lost the Wisp for 3 heroes and a Ravage.
No. What happened was Bulba had the initial gem and gave it to Centaur, then Centaur died, so PR had the gem.
It says the gem is purchased by EGM, though.
Yeah, that's the one EGM just bought, the one that we noticed in the stash. He didn't move it into the stash, he just bought the new one because PR had their old one. And then PR dropped, like Weaver has a gem now, which is Bulba's old one.
They're coming top, man. Koifu is being stalked by an Invis Weaver, and a proper Invis Weaver.
Radiant's middle tower.
Are they going
is
to
under
force out the
attack.
top tower? Okay, PR gripping up to fight. They know they're coming up. Sing Sing still has this Aegis the Immortal. Okay, can Sing Sing actually give 2 fucks? He's just walking down around the top lane. Takes out the creep wave. They're so close to J4 right now. And he has no idea. He can't see in there. He doesn't have vision of this. So Sing Sing starts on the tower now. There's fortification available. And Sing Sing, well, who are you going to go on? You try and nuke down Koitfree. He's never going to get the BKB off. Sing Sing is the Aegis Immortal. This will also now trigger. And the support, well, Moon's already triggered the BKB. Pycat with his own. As a double hoofstone. Sing Sing back to the world of living. Tosses in the Tidehunter. And now the Ravage will go. Sing Sing being sealed up. I think maybe the TT bought off a little bit more.
Relocate save?
Relocate save out. Pycat just escaped. EGM will have to go back and face the music, however. Bulba cannot help him out here. Or are they? Pycat's still... No, they're coming back in. Pycat's waiting for it. They jumped themselves over Pycat. Couldn't get the hoof stop off in time. Now the avalanche. He needs some good crits. And now the swing comes over on top of Moon. It's the gem. Well, it's actually dropped down. They need to pick up the gem again. Meanwhile, a little bit further up the lane, J4 getting glimpsed back over to Secret Shop of all places. They kill off Vol, but Tiny able to pick up the Skywrath Mage at the same time. And J4, he's so close to the courier right now, which is walking around with a Daedalus recipe. Someone's going to pick up the gem right now, but he doesn't want to drop the wand charges.
Dire's bottom tower
Well, he drops the
is under
TP
attack.
scroll instead. Whose courier is this? Is this the
Radiant.
Dire courier? It's the Radiant.
Radiant,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Moon's. That's Moon's Daedalus flying down right now.
Dire's bottom tower is
But they'll
under
lose the
attack.
tier 2 tower on the top.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That's like the epitome of scrappy. that was not a clean fight at all.
Dire's bottom tower.
Is Sing Sing gonna
under
force
attack.
this? There's no buyback on the faces. What he can do it. He's doing it solo, man.
Instructions are fortified.
What you gonna do?
Nothing. There's actually little they can do. They're gonna
what,
lose their melee racks right now. EGM has go-stepped it up, and Sing Sing has just taken melee. He turns around, he one crits down over on the Skywrath Mage, and he hits half of Moon's life away with one swing. If he gets Avalanche tossed off combo, and Moon follows this up, he may die before he hit the deck. So that's a melee rack's gone after what was rather an even fight for PR. It's just they didn't kill the Tiny.
He
Well,
just
they
walks
did.
in there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game where Na'Vi were playing Tiny and they killed like 3 or 4 heroes of the enemy team and it took Dendi something like 17 seconds to fully rax the enemy side?
I remember a couple of games like that. If it was
Just-
Na'Vi, unfortunately, no.
Walk into the base, kill base, GG.
Can happen, man. Surprised though. Oh, wow, they just saw Cheshire Cat. He's going to chrono this one, but quite very good. His BKB off. Cheshire Cat can't fight this one. He got 4-staffed out and further away. There's no Ravage available, and now, well, they've used the BKB of Cheshire Cat. It's a 4-second BKB of a pole. Well, PR have a Daedalus of their own. A BKB must also be used by Pycat to escape. But remember that top lane momentum is all they really need. Actually, no, it's not. They need tier 2 towers. Team Tinkerino need tier 2 towers to win this. Where PR, they need perfect chronos and well-timed double ravages. Because
They need to take the next Roche as well.
that's true. They cannot let them have another Aegis. Because you saw what Tiny did with it. He just stood in the front line and said, please, please.
That's a big pickup from Koikva. He goes for a Hex.
I said there was no Hex heroes on this lineup. Maybe it's just quite for having confidence in Tiny, because he doesn't need the refresher orb to melt down towers unless they're really playing from behind. So the Hex is meant to get through the Weaver. They can use Static Link, now Avalanche Toss Swarm! Who needs Scythe? Who needs chickens? 80-second window, there is buyback and they can force him to use it. Roshan is, however, wow, that was a really quick spawn. Like, that must have been under a minute spawn timer. But really, right now, Team Tinker don't care. They want that tier 2 tower down the middle lane, so they can force the high ground, and they're gonna get it. Look at
Which tier 2 tower?
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, they just push up, take mid racks. Weaver will buy back, but they'll still kill this tower. But there's no fortification. Void! Oh, he jumps in. He got Sing Sing just on the edge. Again, though. Qualifier able to get that mech off. Now the Ravage will go. EGM couldn't get the Ghost Scepter off, so a secondary Ravage nails him out. Sing Sing now triggers his own BKB. Trying to battle up against a Tyler. Can't really do the damage, so he moves over to someone he can kill, which is the Skywrath Mage. He'll still die. Buyback came out from EGM, while Bulba holding Cheshire Cat inside this storm at the moment. EGM relocated out to safety. He didn't have Bulba with him, though. The tether timing it wore off. Bulba TP. Kaihei can get it in time. Then J4 was searching for Pycat, but he was also able to blink himself away. The tier 3 tower is barely alive. And somehow the top lane, even though Team Tiny have themselves the creep wave advantage, is almost losing their tier 2 tower.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
I just assumed there was someone up there forcing the lane. And then came back at the last moment before the fight began. And my assumption will be Moon.
Oh, they know Roshan's up.
Yep, this is big. There's no Tiny. Actually, he has buyback, but he's not going to use it unless they know what's going on. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Cheshire Cat and Pycat, they're battling it like men. Cheshire Cat, however, will not be fully manly. He will back up, and now Centaur ulti. Blink to Hoof Stop, he's got to get it right. Sees him in the corner. There goes Yeshiva's guard, but then again, Cheshire Cat. He leaps across the creep wave, and there is Aegis the Immortal into Moon, and Cheese into the Tidehunter. I got a feeling that, again, Team Tinker have overcommitted themselves into their push.
Do you start getting desperate now as Tinker? Or do you just play patient?
You should be playing a lot more patiently here. You still got Sight Device, you're still going to have a high ground advantage because the amount of damage coming out of your Tiny. And he's got 5k gold over on this Tiny. Build him up to be something more, and don't do this. Bulba's going to die right now in the middle lane. He went up to try and do a defensive ward, I assume. But the rest of PR was already waiting for them. What Team Tiny should wait for is basically the top creep wave to reach him. Keep the Plasma Field spamming the back. Whisper is doing the same kind of thing. And then just relocate in and finish up that middle lane. That's going to be the goal. Woohoo! J4! Maybe not swapping into that one, but when he gets the stun over on Sing Sing, Cheshire Cat, this time though, EGM, he can't tether, 4 seconds on cooldown, Sing Sing's on the sidelines, the buyback is available, well actually Disrupt is going to be the first one buying back in this one, Cheshire Cat, large amount of damage being taken off him, if they can save this buyback they will do so, Cheshire Cat getting glimpsed back underneath the tower, he dies behind it. He also has buyback, same with the Tiny. The top creep wave has managed to push in and will take the range racks, while Pycat, he's not going to survive this one. Plasma Field, not enough damage to kill off Moon. He's already used his time lapse, but they couldn't trigger the Aegis the Immortal off him, and they couldn't get tied to use the cheese either.
I think EGM TPs to Fountain, Tiny buys back, and they TP up to top lane. Just to push in further.
The top lane's already been done. The range rice goes down too. The next goal has got to be that mid. And the fortification was already used, so I agree with the whole jumping kind of thing, but they don't need to commit themselves right now. Because if Void buys back, he's going for Refresher Chrono as well. They don't know when he's going to finish that.
They've got 2 gems in the Fountain.
Well, they keep him there, so Weaver is safe. They should probably put him in the stashes, though. It's quite easy to take that kind of stuff from inside the Fountain. And there's now another gem being purchased by EGM. Nah, but this for me is still just a safety first kind of thing from Team Tiny. If they force the issue, they're going to lose the game. Because it's still like, what do we say at like the 20-minute mark? The goal right now of PR is to combine all of their ultimates together. That's where they win games. You get a perfect double Chrono, you get a perfect double Ravage. Skywrath dropping off his Mystic Flares, nuking down the supports. You got VS throwing out his stuns and saving people from trouble. And you got Weaver just staying there, dishing out the deeps. So that's all you really require from them. But if you split them, their combo is a lot weaker. And that's when heroes like Tiny can stand their ground up against everybody. I'm not 100% sure about this, though, from Sing Sing. And he might be just leaving him behind for when the relocate stops. But he's going to go in for Amanda style at the moment. It might be enough to dodge that VS initial stun. He's already got the BKB up and running. So I have a feeling this is more just based on, like, patient split push, the item pickup.
Yeah.
Hey, look at him. He's already coming to top lane. He knows. He knows what it's all about. Get PR to always look behind. That's the goal of Wisp and Tiny. Combo together. And don't risk anything. Then again, how does PR force the issue? So how does PR force Team Tinker to come and fight?
Well, it's not just about coming and fighting. It's about fighting on grounds where they're going to be able to take an objective. How can they take another fight mid where they can win? How can they fight in the dire jungle? Because that's where they really want to be fighting. Team Tinker have done a really good job pushing this lane out so that PR can't encroach into their jungle. I think if they push the lane past the river and then maybe smoke mid and go up here.
Moon, Avalanche is going to connect on him. The toss up as well. Sting needs to crit. Couldn't do it fast enough. Moon was able to time-lapse himself away from the danger. But this Creep Wave's still doing his job. And if it was anybody but Cheshire Cat inside the base right now, I'll still be looking for the relocate in from EGM with Sing Sing.
Invisibility.
That's a nice rune to take.
Does Void save for buyback or just buy refresher right now? Like, I'd say save for buyback, but this is PR and this is Cheshire Cat.
I would say save for buyback. Like, as far as, like, this game is a safety first. You lose one fight, you've lost the game. That's what it comes down for PR. The hilarious thing is, though, if Team Tinker lose the fight, they don't lose the game. What they lose is a small battle and probably a Rax. But they do not lose the game, because you're still running a Razor as well as a Tiny. Well, you're running these two heroes, you can always win, but you're right, it's Cheshire Cat and it's PR. They buy the Refresher Orb, and now the Ravage #1. They won't actually have, though, the Void here in time, but Sing Sing relocate out. It pulls him just a little bit further back. The buyback comes out from the Centaur, and Qualifiers going up very, very high. He's looking for the kill over on FNG, and now Bycat in for the Half Stomp, and the Avalanche swing, he can't! The Chrono holds him there, but faces Void. He got stunned up halfway through this one. He will kill off Sing Sing. Where's your buyback? It's a Bulb. He's not using it. Now the secondary Chrono. Quoipa's on the sideline. They're focusing Pycat. Half Stomp again. He's trying to double edge over to Moon. No time left to Bulb. He's still got the Aegis to the Immortal. And they will be able to trigger through that one. Tiny has ball back.
Illusion.
And they're looking for 4-stars in. Blink Dagger. They're glimpsing Moon back into this one. And an Avalanche toss-up. They've got him. He has buyback, Tide has buyback. So they can bring the Weaver back to the life of the living, but the Chrono's on cooldown as well as the Refresher Orbs of both Tide as well as Faceless Void.
They have no big ultimates.
Yep, everything's down. But then again, how long we got? BKB, is that a 4-second? It's a 5-second BKB on Razor. It's a 6-second BKB on Tiny, which is off cooldown in 10 seconds time. They're going for the ranks here. They force the buyback out from the Weaver, which means we still have a man fight, but they're not going to get there in time. That range ranks. Holy Hannah! It's getting disintegrated. Sing, he's just going up the Moonwells now. The Mana Star will pop. They're going for the full GG push. I'm really not sure about this. They've already got 2 sets of ranks, but they can't take the bottom ranks because the tier 2 tower is still up. So they might be backing themselves up. Nope, they're reinserting back in again. Just a small breather. And then they can move forward. VS getting swapped in. This could actually be GG right now. Then goes Sing Sing. Is he going to finish the job? Avalanche, he keeps going on the Fortress. Void Chrono is too high. It's not controlling the DPSer. Sing Sing's in BKB. It doesn't matter what Cheshire Cat's doing unless he can get time locks, but right now, there's a little bit of help coming in from Bulbous. Sing Sing, he goes down, but the Fortress is gone! They force it, they take it, they man up! And Team Tinker set themselves a date with Team Empire this Friday at 18 CEST. It may actually be a little bit later, that might be 21 CEST, because you have the lower bracket and the winners bracket final. But either way, 18 CEST all week long.